Okay. Yep, let's go. We are here to disrupt the way Indian higher education works.
Students have to actually now build a real startup.
We've had 100 plus startup leaders from companies like Zomato, Swiggy, Zepto, Urban Company, actually come to campus and take sessions with our students. I want to take luck and serendipity out of the system.
When it comes to building, it excites me tremendously.
We spoke to more than 100 plus entrepreneurs from the startup ecosystem, and we understood very fast that there is nobody who's creating talent for India's startup ecosystem.
What we do at Mesa is actually quite simple, but very powerful. We select a handful of very, very high quality individuals who have an entrepreneurial mindset. Then we put them through a very rigorous, intense, very sharply curated, and a very focused program, which helps them build the skills for them to be successful inside the startup ecosystem.
What we are trying to build is something that can create fuel for India's startup ecosystem, just the way Stanford created fuel for the US's Silicon Valley. Now, the skills landscape in India has moved very fast, and as it moves very fast, we too will need to change our coursework. So we acknowledge this change and have over 70 plus courses and electives specializing in startup leadership. So we've got three types of courses. We've got core courses that are taught by top professors from across the world, from business schools like Kellogg, IIM, ISB. We've also got startup-focused courses that are taught by startup experts. These include courses like building D2C brands, economics of cloud kitchen, quick commerce, SaaS, and so on and so forth. The third is we've got new generation courses. For example, business applications of AI, venture capital, and this is what makes our students well-rounded. Only way to understand business decision-making in a startup is to make sure that our students get a chance to interact with startup leaders who've been there and done that. The way we provide startup exposure to our students is broadly through 4 different mechanisms. The first mechanism is by getting a startup leader to come to campus. We actually work with the startup leader to write a case. That case is given to our students 2 days in advance. They have to make a deck, they have to make a presentation, which is a solution to the case that is being given to them. Now, out of all the presentations that are created, we choose the top 3 presentations which get a chance to present to the startup leader. The second format is a slightly different format. Our students work on case studies and problem statements and actually end up going to offices of startups and present to the founders and CEOs there. In the third format, our students act as analysts and associates for VCs. They understand the VC's investment philosophy, go outside in the real world and look for startups that they feel this VC should be funding. So the fourth format is hackathons. Here what happens is that students are given 48 hours to build a prototype for a problem statement that we have sourced from multiple startups. During these 48 hours, students hustle, brainstorm, collaborate, and build something from scratch. And at the end of the 48 hours, we've got leaders from these startups actually coming to campus and judging our students and evaluating the prototypes that they've built.
There is no way to learn how to build something without getting your hands dirty. And at Mesa School, every student has to build at least twice. In the first term, all the students are required to build a micro D2C business. It's designed as a very, very fast but intense sprint of going from nothing to 5 lakhs in revenue in just 8 weeks. Everybody is required to find a product, sort out their supply, acquire it, find the right channels online, offline, actually go out and speak to a lot of customers, sell it, sort out their unit economics, make money, real money in just 8 weeks. The second business building experience is much deeper and hence much richer. Students have to actually now build a real startup. This is all part of what we call as Mesa Startup Lab, which is our own in-house student incubator, which also has a 5 crore investment fund. From our founding cohort, we already have 5 startups which are working full-time on their business ideas. We have already invested more than 50 lakhs in them. They've done more than 15 crores in revenue already. You might know some of them. We've already seen the founding cohort students receive, on an average, an increase of 2.7x over their pre-Mesa salaries. They're working across a variety of roles: founder's office, EIRs, business and P&L leaders, product managers, sales leaders, partnership heads, and many more. They're also working across both very large, most well-known startups, as well as some of the most promising early-stage startups. We don't leave the outcome at the end of program to chance.
If we had to build a business school for startups, then we had to also think about our campus very innovatively. We've got a lot of common spaces, so where students can hang out, can use these spaces for collaborations, for brainstorming discussions, so on and so forth. There are also a lot of meeting rooms. So if you're going to be sitting on campus, doing your assignments, if you're going to be working on a startup, you require space of your own. And for that, we have a lot of meeting rooms that are made available for our students. So who are we looking for is a very interesting question. Number one, we are looking for intent. We are trying to understand why you want to come to Mesa, how Mesa fits into your life journey. So why is not very clear, then the amount of effort that you're going to put into Mesa is not going to be commensurate with the kind of resources that you're going to be getting here. The second is that raw hunger and energy. We want to see if you can go above and beyond with your efforts. Then of course there are certain things or skills that we are looking for within you. We're looking for certain base aptitude. We are looking for communication skills, which are so important. We are looking for a certain level of business acumen. And then finally, I would say is the attitude that are you somebody who is coachable? Are you somebody who is a learner who wants to learn really fast? We'll only be selecting about 4 to 5% of the applications that come to Mesa. If you can make it to Mesa, I think it's a once in a lifetime experience.